Google officially owns Motorola, even more Thunderbolt cables, the story of the upside-down Apple logo, Spotify even more international, FieldRunner 2 coming to an app store very soon, and some very nice entertainment for tonight. It's Wednesday, May 23rd, 2012, and this is iWake. I'm Tim Chaten, and this is what's going on in the Apple world today. Good morning, and welcome to another edition of iWake. Kicking off today's show is the news that Google now officially owns Motorola. Google has been working on this deal for a very long time, and it's finally done. Google still plans to keep the two companies separate, but who knows how long that will last. Google bought the company for its patents. Motorola has a new CEO by the name of Dennis Woodside, and evidently Apple wanted to hire him as head of Apple sales, but Google made him an offer he couldn't refuse. I kid, but Dennis did decide to stay with Google, so good for him. Now on to some Mac news. First up is some Thunderbolt related news. Thankfully, there are even more cable options. Sadly, though, these options are not any cheaper than Apple's own $49 cable. According to Macworld, StarTech announced a Thunderbolt cable that is 3 meters long, which is the longest copper cable available today. The cable is available for back order on the UK-based company's website for £57 or around 90 United States dollars. Connex also said this week it would start shipping a 2-meter cable for $60. Sumitomo is already offering a 2-meter cable in Japan for $56. Apple's $49 offering remains the cheapest option to date. In other Thunderbolt-related news is Asus and MSI announcing their first Thunderbolt-equipped motherboards. These motherboards will enable at least two companies to integrate Thunderbolt into PC computers, or should I say personal computers. And other Mac news is an update to OS X camera support. The update adds raw image capability for the following cameras to Aperture 3 and iPhoto 11. The cameras are as follows: the Canon EOS 1DX, the Nikon D800E, the Nikon D3200, Olympus OM-DEM5, Panasonic's Lumix DMC GF5, and Sony Alpha's SLT-A5Z. So there you go. If you have these cameras, rejoice. I'm sorry I get a little confused with all these numbers and letters, and sorry about that. So if you have these cameras, great. Otherwise, the support will be there when you need it. Last up in general Apple news is the story of the upside-down Apple logo. Here's a story from Joe Moreno, a ex-Apple employee. Apple has an internal system called Can We Talk, where any employee can raise question on most any subject. So we asked, why is the Apple logo upside down on laptops when the lid is open? We were told by the Apple Design Group, which takes human interface issues very seriously, that they had studied the placement of the logo and discovered a problem. If the Apple logo was placed such that it was right side up when the lid was opened, when it ended up being upside down when the lid was closed, from the point of view of the user, that it caused a problem. Because the design group noticed that several users consistently try to open the laptop from the wrong end. Steve Jobs always focused on providing the best user experience and believed that it was more important to satisfy the user than the onlooker. The story comes from an ex-Apple employee, and I always did wonder why the Apple logo was upside down. So now we know. The upside-down logo is prominent on early iBooks as well as PowerBooks. Interesting story for sure. Now on to some app news. First up is an update to the awesome Nature Space. The app now includes iPad Retina graphics, and it's a pretty nice update. If you have an iPad, that is. Nature Space is filled with awesome audio tracks, helping you to relax or even fall asleep. Another update news is a notable update to the Drafts app. Drafts was just updated to version 1.2, includes some new actions to post Facebook, to post to Evernote, to create a calendar item, and to even add to OmniFocus. The app is only 99 cents and worth a look. Another news is Spotify, being made available in Australia and New Zealand. The service is now available in a total of 15 countries around the world, and I'm quite happy to see my friends down under, across the ocean, get Spotify, as it's an awesome service, and those are two awesome countries. I personally can't wait to watch The Hobbit. Well, enough of that rat hole. The next big update is to the NASA app. Version 2.0 includes a bunch of nice additions. According to Engadget, users of the iPhone app can enjoy, among other things, a new interface, weather forecast, and printing support. There are lots of minor changes to the app as well. The app is free and out now. Something that's not out quite yet is FieldRunner 2. It's coming next month, according to TUAW. This popular tower defense title is being updated with 20 new hand-painted levels, 20 towers, and there are 2 new game modes to go along with the standard survival and time trial maps. There are now puzzle and sudden death maps to play as well. FieldRunners 2 will arrive on iPhone at the end of June, with an iPad version coming out soon after that. Closing out the show today are a few odd-and-end stories. To begin, Sprint is killing off their $30 a month 5GB plan for hotspots. Customers must now choose between the 2GB $20 plan or the 6GB $50 plan. So, yeah, all good things don't last, sadly. And other news is Sonos announcing a new speaker. This is, to my knowledge, the first subwoofer from the company. According to Macworld, the $699 high-gloss black lacquer finish model will be available on June 19th. The less expensive $599 black matte finish subwoofer is slated to appear in October. Sonos makes high-quality wireless speaker systems, and this edition won't disappoint. Last up today is some entertainment for tonight. I have to mention that Will Smith did something quite cool and fun to watch. He was on a BBC show and rapped with the audience the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song. Will Smith was fun and genuine to watch, so if you have 4 minutes to watch, basically, follow the link over on iWakePodcast.com to watch this awesome video. I'm sure he was on this show to promote the upcoming movie, Men in Black 3, which comes out later this month. Well, that's what's going on in the Apple world today. If you like this show, and I hope you do, please head it over to iTunes to leave a review. And don't forget to subscribe to iWake Again over at iWakePodcast.com/again. That's how you can financially support this show that I do for most of you free of charge. So head on over iWakePodcast.com/again. Join me tomorrow for another edition of iWake. Aloha.